it's mind-boggling, isn't it, that the only signature that Joe Biden actually used his hand to sign in pardons or whatever commutations was for his own son, and the rest were AUTOPEN. He has no idea who sold what for a pardon. Am I right?
You're 100% right. I mean, and when you think about it, it's indicative of the chaos and lack of leadership we had in the White House. I mean, so you get a chief of staff saying, I didn't send that email that was under my name. So and so did, and then that lady says, well, I did send it under his name, but I wasn't at the meeting where this stuff was discussed. You've got it's just amazing. People saying that we didn't want his cognitive capacity to be tested because it would politically be unsavory. Good grief! In fact, the Hunter Biden literally sat in the meeting where they were discussing the pardons for the entire Biden family. General Milley, who, by the way, is the guy who called the Chinese communist leaders and said, don't worry about Donald Trump. If he's going to take action against you, I will warn you first. Isn't that treason? And then you have Dr. Fauci. Joe Biden was there basically, but not there. Hunter Biden basically, where it indicates to us, he might have been leading that discussion. And this is crazy. This is just absolutely insanity.
And I'm looking up the number as we speak. He pardoned literally thousands of people. If he only signed one, let's just say he pardoned somewhere around 8,000 folks.
Yeah.
Who the heck was making this decisions on the pardons? And do you think some of these pardons were? I do. I'll call it out right now. I'll bet you they sold some pardons. Sold them. People were taking money in exchange or quid pro quo for a pardon that Joe Biden didn't even know he was signing.
Well, I mean, it's obvious and clear that Joe Biden was not personally approving every one of those AUTOPEN signatures, right? And there's a congeries of people around him that seem to have access to the AUTOPEN and access to these pardons. And where was the individual? You know, when Trump, you watch Donald Trump, when he signs a pardon, commutation, executive order, legislation, whatever it is, there's a person standing there, usually a dude, and he is literally telling the president what he is signing every time. And you get the feeling that that was not happening at all in the Biden administration, which leads to the potential threat. And some people have suggested that maybe there was some purchases of these pardons. And we didn't see any of that because we had so many people taking the fifth as we were doing some of these depositions, and others just flat out saying that, oh, I never saw Joe Biden when he was deteriorating. That's just simply not true. That's just simply not true.
Congressman, you suggested Joe Biden may have been running the White House, and I think you're probably very, very right. The way she acted, the way she was so disappointed when he was kind of pushed out of the White House. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at it, Dr. Jill is the one, I believe that she committed elderly abuse. I mean, Joe Biden was not cognitively capable the first time he ran in 2020 when he won that, but he kept deteriorating and she kept protecting him. And when they made decisions, and I believe the testimony indicated pretty clearly that she was involved in these decisions not to have him cognitively tested. And the reason they didn't have him cognitively tested is because they thought that would be a political liability if that had happened. And then you have the doctor who was a partner in business with some of the Biden family, had been there for years. He refused to answer our questions on that. So I just look at it as Dr. Jill was trying to take the place of Woodrow Wilson's wife. Remember when she was kind of running the White House? And neither you and I were alive, but history is pretty clear that Woodrow Wilson was out of it for the last year and a half, and his wife was running the country. I believe Dr. Jill enjoyed that position. I think she enjoyed the authority that came with it. And I believe that she was basically kind of running that White House.